What if black holes appeared on Earth? The night sky is calm. The world goes on, unaware. And then it appears. Invisible. Silent. Deadly. Somewhere in the heart of a city, space itself bends. Light curves where it shouldn't. Within seconds, reality begins to collapse inward. Not because of war. Not because of nature. But because something impossible has arrived. A black hole on Earth. This is not a distant cosmic monster lurking at the edge of the galaxy. This is here. Now, what happens if black holes, the most extreme objects in the universe, suddenly appeared on our planet? To understand this, we first need to define what kind of black holes we're talking about. Most black holes are born from the death of massive stars. They weigh several times more than our sun, compressed into a single point of infinite density, a singularity, wrapped in a region where nothing can escape, the event horizon. A black hole that massive appearing on Earth would be instantly catastrophic. The gravitational pull would be so intense that it would tear the planet apart before anyone could react. But let's imagine something smaller. Physicists have theorized the existence of micro black holes, tiny, subatomic singularities that could, in theory, form in high-energy conditions, like those found in the early universe. Or, they could appear here. Suddenly. Unexpectedly. Maybe one materializes above the ground. Maybe several appear across the globe. Each no bigger than an atom, but with the mass of a mountain. The element of change. Black holes on Earth. A black hole is not like a bomb. It doesn't explode. It pulls. Its gravity is absolute, warping space and time around it. If even a micro black hole appeared on Earth, its behavior would depend on two things. Its mass. Its velocity. A stationary black hole would start swallowing matter around it. Atoms, dust, air, ground. Its gravitational pull would grow stronger as it consumed. A fast-moving one would punch through the planet like a bullet, tearing through layers of rock and metal, sucking in material as it goes, possibly exiting on the other side, or staying trapped within the core, devouring everything from the inside. Larger black holes would produce tides so powerful they could shred continents. The event horizon would be invisible, but its effects would be unmistakable, buildings bending toward an unseen point, rivers climbing uphill, light curving unnaturally. And if multiple black holes appeared simultaneously around the globe, Earth would become a battlefield of competing gravitational wells, each fighting for mass, each warping space differently. Historical and scientific context. To grasp the stakes, we need to remember where black holes actually belong. The cosmos. Black holes form when stars many times heavier than our sun collapse at the end of their lives. In space, they dominate galaxies. Supermassive black holes, millions to billions of times the sun's mass, sit at the centers of nearly every galaxy, including our own Milky Way. Their gravity shapes stellar orbits across light years. Their immense energy powers quasars brighter than entire galaxies. Even from millions of kilometers away, their influence is measurable. And yet, on Earth, our strongest gravity, from mountains, oceans, or even the entire planet, is nothing compared to even the tiniest black hole. This isn't like a meteor impact. This isn't like a nuclear war. This is physics itself turning against us. Cause and effect, step by step. Let's walk through what would realistically happen if a micro black hole suddenly appeared on Earth. Step 1. The appearance. The black hole forms suddenly, perhaps the size of a proton, but with immense mass. It's invisible, but nearby instruments immediately detect gravitational anomalies. GPS satellites drift off course. Clocks near the black hole tick slower due to time dilation. At ground level, dust begins to swirl unnaturally. Loose objects slide across the floor toward an invisible center. People feel a strange pull. Step 2. Local collapse. Anything within a few centimeters begins to spiral inward. Molecules, air, debris, all consumed. The black hole grows slowly but relentlessly. Its pull strengthens. Buildings tilt toward the source. Streets crack. If this happens in a city, skyscrapers collapse toward a single point, sucked into what looks like nothing. Time seems to distort, not because it actually does for everyone, but because gravity becomes overwhelming. Step 3. Earth's core interaction. If the black hole sinks underground, pulled by gravity, it heads toward the core. Here, it begins a quiet apocalypse. Atom by atom, It eats the planet from the inside. Over months or years, depending on its mass, it grows, feeding on rock, metal, and magma. On the surface, strange seismic events begin. Earthquakes increase. Volcanoes awaken. But there's no explosion. No warning. Just collapse. Step 4. Global gravitational chaos. If multiple black holes appeared, each would carve its own path. Some would hover, creating intense local gravitational fields. Planes might be pulled from the sky. Oceans might pile up into massive, unnatural waves. Others would burrow deep, destabilizing tectonic plates. Eventually, their gravitational fields could interact, distorting the planet's orbit or shape itself. In extreme scenarios, Earth could be torn apart into a cloud of debris, like a star shredded by a black hole's tidal forces. Step 5. Eventual outcome. There are two possible endings. If the black hole is tiny enough, it might evaporate through Hawking radiation, a theoretical process where black holes lose mass over time. But for this to happen fast enough to save us, it would need to be extremely small. A black hole with the mass of a mountain wouldn't evaporate quickly. It would remain, growing slowly, until Earth as we know it is gone. If the black hole is larger, even slightly, the process accelerates. Within months to years, Earth collapses into a singularity, crushed into a point a few centimeters across. A new, tiny black hole drifts silently through the solar system where our planet once was. The bigger picture. Black holes are not villains. They are natural consequences of gravity pushed to its limits. They shaped galaxies. They forged the universe we live in. And far away, they are objects of wonder, not fear. But here on Earth, their power is unmatched. No wall can contain them. No weapon can stop them. No negotiation can change their laws. If even one appeared on our planet, it would be the ultimate reminder. We live not at the center of the universe, but at the mercy of its rules. Conclusion, reflection, and teaser. So what if black holes appeared on Earth? Civilizations wouldn't fight wars. Nations wouldn't make treaties. We would simply face the inevitable. Whether it's a slow, silent consumption or an instant cataclysm, black holes would remind us how fragile our world truly is. The Earth, everything we've ever known, could vanish not with a bang, but with a whisper. And perhaps the real question isn't if they could appear here, but what if, one day, we created one ourselves? Next time, what if a human-made black hole escaped the lab?